What's up, stargazers? Welcome back to the Top 5 Countdown, your ultimate recap. Today's a little different because this is it, the final recap. Before we launch into the final exam, let's take a little spacewalk through some of the biggest moments from the course. Along the way, I'll share a few moments I found particularly memorable and give you a chance to reflect on the course too. Let's get this countdown started. The final unit of the course saw us take humans way beyond Earth. We explored major milestones in space exploration, like the moon landings and the space shuttle, and saw what daily life is like aboard the International Space Station. And we explored things we're currently doing too. By looking at Mars missions, we learned what it takes to land on the Red Planet, and even designed our own landers. I hope your egg survived its fall. But landers aren't the only type of planetary probe. Missions like the Europa Clipper have been sent to scope out the unknown and search for signs of life, which means we need to be prepared for the unknown and the future. So we looked ahead at how private companies and new technologies are shaping our vision for the future of space travel. This unit also had my favorite lesson in the whole course, exploring the science behind science fiction ideas. I love reading and watching sci-fi stories, so it was a lot of fun to see where real science stops and the imagination takes over. What about you? Did you have a favorite lesson in the course? If you already know, go ahead and pause to record it in your course reflection. If not, no worries, you can always come back to it later. From here on out, feel free to pause whenever a reflection question comes up, or keep going and reflect at the end. Whatever works best for you. The cosmology unit was all about the big questions. Where the universe came from, what it's made of, and what might happen next. We explored galaxies, clusters, superclusters, and the role of gravity in shaping the universe. We used the HR diagram to track how stars change over time, and learned how some stars end their lives in spectacular supernovas. We even tackled invisible mysteries like dark matter, and used models to understand how the universe is expanding. This unit also challenged my brain sometimes. Understanding dark matter, how we know it's there even though we can't see it, that took some extra thinking. But honestly, that made it even more interesting. It reminded me that some of the hardest topics are also the most important. Just because something's tricky doesn't mean it's not worth learning. In fact, that usually means it's especially worth it. It might also be especially worth studying prior to your assessment. What about you? Was there a topic that stretched your brain a little too? Take a moment to reflect. What was the most challenging part of the course for you? The astrophysics unit focused on the forces that shape the universe and the tools we use to study them. We kicked things off with Kepler's laws and learned how planets move in their orbits. Then Newton came in with the law of universal gravitation, helping us explain tides, orbits, and more. We also tackled Einstein's theory of general relativity, exploring how fusion powers stars, and used spectroscopy to figure out what stars are made of and how far away they are. And of course, we finished up with some serious telescope tech, from Galileo's lenses to Hubble's high-definition views of space. What really stood out to me in this unit was how real the science felt. Like when we learned about how gravity helped bring Apollo 13 safely home. Suddenly, all those laws and equations became more than just theory. They became life-saving tools. Did anything in this course help you see how space science shows up in real life? In our second unit, we explored our solar system. We looked at how the understanding of our cosmic neighborhood has changed, from ancient models to modern science, and got a closer look at each planet. We explored what makes each one different, from swirling storms on Jupiter to freezing winds on Neptune. We checked out moons, rings, asteroids, and comets too. And we didn't just read about collisions, we tested them. One of the most memorable parts of this unit for me was getting to do science in a hands-on way. The Impact Crater Lab was a little chaotic and honestly so much fun. Dropping projectiles and measuring the results made everything feel much more real and reminded me that learning can be loud, creative, and even a little messy sometimes. What about you? Was there an experiment or activity that really stuck with you? Our journey began in Unit 1, talking about our home in space. We looked at light years and how ancient cultures used the stars to tell stories and explain the world around them. We learned to recognize patterns in the night sky, track the moon's phases, and understand how Earth's movement gives us day, night, and the seasons. We explored the sun's structure, saw how the moon affects tides, and predicted eclipses. You know what made this unit meaningful for me? Learning how some of the constellations got their names. It was amazing to see how science and culture work together, and how stories from different parts of the world have shaped the way we look at the stars. What really stuck with me is how people are the driving force of science. The constellations, the calendars, the stories, those all came from people looking up and asking questions. That kind of curiosity is exactly where science begins. What's something you've been curious about during this course? Something you'd still like to explore or understand better? We've made it through all 5 units and you're almost at the finish line. Your final course exam is coming up, so be sure to review your study guide and rewatch any videos you want to revisit before you take it. And don't forget to complete the course reflection questions. Whether you complete them now or as part of your review, they're a great way to wrap things up and think deeply about your learning during this course. From our home planet to distant galaxies, we've seen how human curiosity and scientific discovery go hand in hand. Our questions lead us to new ideas. Our stories help us make sense of the stars. So keep curious, keep learning, and keep looking up at the stars.